Hi, I'm Thomas, and this is my tennis academy. And what I want to show you in this video is how to hit a super heavy topspin ball with lots of power. And you're going to get both power and you're going to get topspin. Lots of it. You're going to have balls that go over the net, dip into the court. Have you gone to dozens and dozens of tennis tournaments and watched pros hitting these beautiful topspin balls that dip down into the court, bounce like crazy, a la Nadal and Federer and all these great players, and you can never even come close to what they're doing? The reason you can't come close to what they're doing is it's not impossible to do. They learned to do that as kids. The reason you can't do it is what happens so quickly. It happens in a nanosecond. It's really not a nanosecond, which is a millionth of a second, but it's a very small fraction of a second while the ball is on your strings. When the ball is on your strings, you have to do two things, two steps. And everybody would say that's impossible, but it really isn't. You need to compress the ball and you need to add topspin to the ball. Two steps. And that happens in two steps, not one. So if you've been taught to low to high like this, that's one step. It doesn't work. Or if you're taught to hit a windshield wiper, again, that's one step coming through the ball. The reason the pros can do it and you can't is because they use two steps, and it all happens in a nanosecond. I have come up with what I call the golden mean of tennis. The golden mean is a way that you can learn to hit heavy topspin balls with lots of power in hours, not years and years and years. Or even weeks. You can learn it in a week. You can learn it so quickly it'll shock you. So, but I call it the golden mean. And so in this video, I'm going to be describing the golden mean to you. And if you follow what I say in this video, and maybe get a ball machine out in about an hour, you're going to see some unbelievable results. So, in art, there's an entity called the golden mean. And if artists follow the ratios and the lines of the golden mean, it will produce the most universally appealing art, produce the greatest amount of beauty to the greatest amount of people. It's just kind of a naturally accepted thing by humans. The golden mean works. Interestingly, Aristotle was the first person to ever come up with the golden mean and to really understand it. Well, I've come up with what I call the golden mean of tennis. What I've done is taken the players that have the most beautiful strokes, and I checked out the pathways of their racket and made a golden mean out of those. And what they do is they produce the most beautifully appealing strokes imaginable. And not only are their strokes appealing, but the flight of their ball is beautifully appealing. And that's what I want to show you how to do in this video. Take a look at this slow motion clip of Andy Murray hitting a two-handed backhand. Does he in any way look like he's hitting real low to high so he can get spin? He's almost going level into the ball. So how does he get spin? That's the big mystery. And the big mystery is solved by the golden mean. The golden mean of tennis is such an unbelievably powerful tool that if you learn it, you will do almost all of your body mechanics correctly. You see the golden mean at the top of this pyramid. Underneath is a pyramid of many body mechanics, and of course there's many more, but you will do them correctly. Virtually all coaches work backwards. They give you 20 tips on what you should do with your body and hope that your ball contact is correct. I work with the ball contact first. If your ball contact is correct, your body mechanics have to be correct. Okay, the golden mean of tennis is made up of three entities. The first entity is the pathway the racket uses to get to the ball, to hit the ball, and its angle. And this is a picture of what it looks like. Okay, the second entity is what I call the spin angle. It's the racket path that your tennis racket takes after it compresses the ball. Okay, so the approach angle compresses the ball, the spin angle creates the spin. The third angle is what I call the launch angle. It's the angle that the ball takes after it leaves your racket. It's the pathway of the ball, and that's about 10 degrees usually. So here is the golden mean. This is it, folks. After analyzing the approach angle and the spin angle and the launch angle of dozens upon dozens of pros, so the average approach angle is about 20 degrees for all pros, the average spin angle is about 50 degrees, and the average launch angle is about 10 degrees. The approach angle compresses the ball, the spin angle spins the ball, and of course the launch angle determines how high the ball goes over the net. When you go straight into the ball, you get this kind of compression. Both the strings compress and the ball compresses, and that's what gives you the tremendous spin. So what you need to do is when the ball is maximally compressed, that is when you want to go up, when the ball is really pressing into the strings. So there are two critical things that must happen at ball contact. Step one is compression, when you go almost directly into the ball and compress the hell out of the ball. Step two is a radical change of direction at the ball. When you're maximally compressed, that's when you go up, and up is about 50 degrees. You must hear and feel compression on every stroke, not just 2/3 of them, not a couple of them, every stroke. Now, if you're properly compressed and you go up, you're going to have tremendous topspin. If you go up before you're properly compressed, the ball is going to be a weak shot into the net. Okay, in this next clip, I want you to hear me compressing the ball on every stroke. I can not only hear the compression, but I can feel it as well. Your wrist and the hand are the body parts used to compress the ball. Now watch Roger Federer here as he uses his wrist to slap into the ball. Up until contact, the wrist is used just like a door hinge. Just like this. Now at the nanosecond of contact, your wrist changes from a hinge to an upward chopping motion. The racket path goes from 20 degrees to 50 degrees, almost straight up. Of course, everybody that knows much about tennis knows the racket is only touching the ball for a nanosecond. So how can you possibly time something so critically short? And the answer lies in the fact that you're not timing, you are anticipating. You can see the ball coming, you know exactly when you're going to be hitting it and when you're going to go up. So it's not as critical as it would seem. Here's Simona Halep showing you how she's anticipating the change of direction. Can you see it? Now here's Zverev using the golden mean with the forehand, and I just kind of mapped out what the path of the racket is and the angle of each of the paths. So here he is doing his loop, and then he's going to go almost straight into the ball, almost level into the ball, and then up radically. He's such a good example of what I'm talking about. Let's watch it one more time. Again, almost dead straight into the ball, then a radical change of direction. Okay, here's Djokovic's forehand. He goes 20 degrees into the ball and radically changes direction, just like Zverev. Now see if you can spot the golden mean. See how Djokovic goes radically, almost level into the ball, gains full compression, and then bang, completely changes direction up to about 50 degrees. The golden mean from above is an arc around your body. Here's the two-handed backhand and what the golden mean looks like from above for a two-handed backhand. Now here's the golden mean for the forehand from above. Again, it's an arc around your body. It does not straighten out and go forward. That only causes loss in racket head speed.